Good afternoon, I'm Karen Holmes Ward, and welcome to Cityline. Boston Mayor Michelle Wu is a daughter of immigrants, a Boston Public Schools mom, an MBTA commuter, and a politician working to deliver bold change to the hub. Mayor, thanks for joining us today.
Always great to see you.
Good to see you as well. So you've been in office leading the city for almost a year now. What has changed? What has changed in the city?
You know, this is an incredible place to raise a family, open a business, plant your feet and your roots. But we're in a tough, trying time across the country right now. And I think what we've seen in Boston over the last 10, almost 11 months that I've had the honor to be mayor is some pretty intense crises. The Omicron surge right when we got in, through the very intense winter, record-breaking snowfall, through a 30-day Orange Line shutdown and start of school. So we've had some chance to make some moves in terms of building out our leadership team, that cabinet, new schools, new police, new fire and planning leaders all in place. And so we're headed in a great direction.
Now, every mayor gets pushback when you take office, but you had protesters at your home within earshot of your kids. And so, you know, what does that say about Boston and its seemingly dual willingness to elect a woman of color, but maybe not give a woman of color the grace of that first 100 days?
It was quite intense, and there's still some days where I wake up and there's a little reminder, or maybe a sense of just a hint of how different it is now. It was 4 months straight of almost every single morning outside our home. But I will say it just shows that Boston is not in a bubble separated from national trends, right? The tone of politics now, the level of abuse and harassment that has been normalized.
Vitriol.
Hate and vitriol all across the tone. To be honest, most of the folks coming in to partake in that and to protest other elected officials, particularly women of color in the city, are from outside our city. But we're subject to the same kind of national trends, and we need to make a stand here in Boston that we're going to act boldly, be with our residents, but also do so in a way that is empowering and inclusive for politics.
Okay, so let's get to some of the headlines. A teenager is accused of shooting a classmate outside of the Jeremiah Burke High School in Dorchester. The victim is recovering now, and the suspect who's being charged as a juvenile is due back in court next week. It comes just weeks after a stabbing incident inside the school. So what's your plan to improve safety at the Jeremiah Burke?
Yeah, as long as there are weapons, guns in our streets, our work won't be done when it comes to our schools either. But we are taking every step. Our amazing superintendent, Mary Skipper, and our new police commissioner, Michael Cox, have been working hand in hand alongside our school safety chief, Neva Coakley-Grice. I've spent a lot of time the last couple days at the Burke and before. This is an incredible community. The young people were right back at school the next day. It does not reflect the heart, the passion at that school, and we see great things happening. So we are really tightening the relationship between BPS and BPD, but at the same time putting resources on the ground, the more trusted adults.
Is there enough security at the Burke to prevent something like this from happening again? Because there was a knife that was brought into the school.
There have been some questions, right? What happened? Were there loopholes or things that happened? There were metal detectors in full use. There were school safety officers on site, and yet this still happened outside the school.
I understand it's easy to get around those metal detectors.
Well, this happened outside the school building, so it wasn't.
The gun.
Yes, exactly. So,
but the knife was snuck into the school and got around the metal detector. So, you know.
As long as we are trying to play whack-a-mole, it's never going to be enough to be reactive. Of course, every incident needs to have accountability, and we need to ensure that there are clear protocols. There's been a full debrief every single time. Our safety protocols implemented right away, BPD and our school safety officers working hand in hand. But what happens in our schools reflects what's happening in our communities, and so we need to have a citywide approach to safety.
Let me ask you about another item in the news. In the months since you cleared out Mass and Cass of that tent encampment, some of those tents have popped back up. There seem to be just as many people there as there were previously, and the open air drug activity has been increasing. And some community activists have said that nothing has really changed. You've spoken about the need for a regional solution and not just a city solution.
Yeah, you know, it's sometimes hard to mark that this is progress, but compared to a year ago, we are in a better place. A year ago at this moment, there were some 200 tents and fortified structures headed into the cold. This time around, there's daily coordination so that any tents are taken down and the residents are connected to services. We have placed more than 200 residents in transitional housing, dozens have moved on to permanent housing, opening up those spots for more, but the need and the demand for services continues to grow as folks come in from outside the city and outside even our state. And so
what kinds of what response are you getting from Governor Baker and the governor's office when you approach them about coming up with a regional solution?
the state has been a partner in terms of setting up some of our transitional housing sites, low threshold sites outside of the area. They have helped fund the site at the Shattuck Hospital right now, which houses couples and families. They have helped fund some of the efforts around in the area with the Roundhouse Hotel, but we need to do more. The City Council and I went out to Long Island again this past Monday to really survey the buildings and say there are a remarkable number of opportunities here. We just need to get the funding to get it up and running again.
What shape is Long Island in when you had a chance to visit the site?
The buildings have been vacant for 8 years now, and there's been water damage, mold in most of the basements that you walk through, elevators that are broken in multi-story buildings, and so it's in pretty rough shape. There's been animals who have gotten in and kind of, it looks like there's stuff kind of strewn everywhere.
It's a wreck. It's a wreck.
But the bones are good, right? The buildings are there, the space is there, and it's quite a tranquil environment when you are out there on the island.
So what would you estimate the cost or a timeline for turning that space around?
Look, this is to rebuild the bridge itself, multiple hundreds of millions of dollars. To rebuild the buildings, multiple hundreds of millions of dollars. And so there's really a question of, in the short term, we're doing everything we can. Just last week, we opened up 2 more day spaces for participation and treatment and services in partnership with community members outside the immediate Mass and Cass area. We're continuing to fund sites on the mainland that will not require a $200 million bridge, but we are working from every angle possible.
All right. The state is ending its temporary shelter operation at Joint Base Cape Cod. The Venezuelan migrants sent from Texas to Martha's Vineyard last month. We all know about that sudden visit to the vineyard for these families. Are any of those asylum-seeking families going to resettle here in Boston?
It sounded like some of the residents wanted to come this way. You know, we are a city that has always been a safe harbor, and we have mechanisms in place. We have been preparing all throughout the summer, as Boston has already been receiving migrant families, even if it wasn't on a kind of one plane all at one time. There has been an influx of residents coming in that our community providers have been really working to accommodate. So we have plans in place, and if you look around at the city, we were built from immigrant ingenuity and labor and brilliance, and so we need to keep finding space, but our city has the systems and supports. We need the funding and participation from the state to be able to help stand that up. Boston
is a sanctuary city and open to all. Still, from the Orange Line to bus lines, transportation is one of the key issues facing Boston. When we return, we'll talk with the mayor about that. Stay with us.